In the year 2000, the revolution will be simulcast via Third Eye Communication. Stay tuned. The event you're about to hear is not an actual event, but in the case it does happen, start capping! The chronology of the African Holocaust tells the true story of the distant and immediate past. The vicious cruelty and brutality committed by the Caucasians will one day meet its equal in return throughout the nations. Equal justice will one day reign in the land, serving a subpoena to the hands of the wicked man, accusing him of the very most malice events in history. A matter of fact, his story is a horror story. There won't be any glory when the winds of change sweep in to blow the minds of their wicked kind. You always hear Caucasians talking about justice and just that. Well, why don't they just give us our freedom back and all our resources too? That's what they need to do. But if not, then revolution is the only solution. Very soon, millions of African brothers and sisters in America, Africa, and all over the world will be lined up waiting for the question to be answered. Will the white man pay reparations to the black man? The whole world to be at stake if they fail to do so. There's millions of brothers and sisters all surrounded the state capitol buildings all over the country. Millions of African brothers and sisters also surrounded their foreign embassies such as Britain, France, Belgium, Germany, Italy, and all the former colonial rulers that cast their wicked powers over the land chanting, "We want reparations!" As the great multitude waited to hear the final verdict. At the New World Order headquarters based in Germany, the Pope who became world leader gives an address on the reparations question. In 7 languages, the Pope speaks out to the nations with a sea of blackness wrapped around the headquarters like the dress and robe wrapped around his body. There will be no reparations for the black man due to the unstable world economy. However, we will allow you to enjoy your freedom as long as the question is never asked again. We hope you'll be happy for your current positions and thankful for what you have. This is your world leader speaking, saying, "One world, one rule." As a gunshot blast strikes the Pope in the temple, he fell over the balcony, making a long plunge into the stirred-up crowd on the ground. "Kill the cracker!" shouted the angry mob of men and women who had made the long trip to hear the answer that would turn the world around. They were dancing, stomping, all to a rhythmic scene. The Pope was history before he could blink. News broadcasts from far and wide viewed the scene right before their very eyes. Crowds became hostile from Los Angeles to D.C., ripping up everything in sight and killing every cracker they could see. "Ah! Ah!" The gunshots rang out, and all the white people who were in hiding began to run out. Screams came from old and young as the attack started to grow. Brothers were busting caps galore and houses began to blow. Police precincts were bombarded, killing everyone inside. Captains, chiefs, sergeants, detectives, all them fools died. Blood ran pouring like a river, soaking up everything in sight. But the mighty black warriors continued to rise, fighting with all their might. Boom, boom was the sound that a rocket launches hurls into the air. As the National Guard tried to wage a defense, the crowds didn't even care. Because we had lost so many lives in the past, it seemed like we were bulletproof. "We don't die, we multiply," shouted a gang of baby kids. They just picked up bricks and sticks, stones and car phones, and pelted the riot police till they were all gone. None the least, all the rap groups came together singing, "Burn, Hollywood, burn!" John Wayne woke up out of his grave, seen all the black faces. He smelled the earth, wind, and fire, and he rode on his horse and got out of town before sundown. Oh, boom! Coon and Powell sitting around eating sow when all of a sudden, now they some dead cows. O.J. Simpson was making love to a white woman when they both caught a bullet in their head. I guess when you make your bed, you lie in it. Sirens rang out from the brains that were blown out. Revolution, revolution, revolution! Huey P. Newton came back to life with a knife and a gun, having tons of fun. This time till the revolution won. Uncle Tom's became pro-black with a closed fist for unity instead of having an open hand trade in our community. But not all black brothers and sisters survived, because not all blacks were brothers and sisters. See, some were stubborn and hard-hearted and wanted to be white so much they fought on the other side. Some turned their backs and got jacked by the cracker. The rest got taken out by the blacks who they sold out. They committed social suicide and made enemies on both sides. Ah! Ah! Boom! Boom! Ah! Bodies were laid out. White power played out. Fort Knox was seized by a band of thieves, but now they were heroes and no longer Negroes. The armed forces fought back with a devastating setback. But this time the black soldiers turned on their white counterparts, pulling a mutiny that caused the Army and the Navy and Marines to fall apart. Back to back, the black soldiers started cracking this time, and it really blew their mind. One thing they were scared of was putting a gun in a black man's hand. They knew that we would outmaneuver, outshoot, and outkill the white man. You're damn right, the time has come for us to get our revenge. The sight of a black man clutching an AK made them crackers cringe. The count of the murder toll started to rise about 15 at a time. South Africans fled, but still they bled, trying to make it back to dimes. All the European colonial masters who were merchants in the motherland got sent up north in a casket in a basket to be buried in the sand. Chinese stood up, Japanese stood up, South Americans stood up till the white man was crushed. Nuclear weapons were seized and rendered out of commission, and all the killing was done with conventional ammunition. Western world imperialism soon came to a halt. Flags were blazed, liberation was raised, freeing the prisoners out of the vault. Bill Clinton made a plea. I'll set you free and we'll have peace in the nation. Went the blast without hesitation from a brother who was prosecuted by the 3 strikes you're out legislation. Payback's a mother when it's coming from the hand of the brother man from the motherland. Do y'all understand? The devil is laid to rest. My brother and sister are blessed, walking on streets that are made of cultured pearls. Surely we help the Creator create a new world.